no time to cry. Stare your demons down and kiss your ass goodbye. Fire from the bell, fire from the heart, explodes like black powder with one little spark. And without a word, will kill you dead. One to the heart, one to the head. One to the head. One to the
Mute. I didn't unmute. Man, really not doing so hot today with this. It's been a long week, but anyway, we're here today with Cody Tyler from Cody Tyler and the Gypsy Convoy. You saw my vinyl. I'll just throw it up there again since I got to repeat myself since absolutely no one heard that. Anyway, welcome to the show, Cody.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate you coming on, of course. That's the wrong one. There we go. Now we can just see you. So why don't you tell us about your band and your music real quick, just generally. Obviously your country, but let's hear it from the words of Cody.
So yeah, I've really been into the whole red dirt country music movement lately. You know, guys coming out of Texas, Oklahoma, and then it spread to Appalachia. You know, guys like Tyler Childers, Charles Wesley Godwin, Cody Jinks. Trying to think of some others, but I mean, they call it red dirt music, but in Pennsylvania we don't have red dirt. Actually, right here where we're at in Lancaster County is some of the most fertile land on earth, actually. Right up there with like the Fertile Crescent, so the dirt is like mostly black here. So we decided to call ourselves Black Dirt Country because we you know, try to play like the guys in the red dirt bands do, but we're not from Texas or Oklahoma. You know, we're up here in PA, and if it's not black from being fertile, then you know you go further into the coal regions, then it's, you know, black from coal. You know, but yeah. So I mean, call us what you want. It's country music at the end of the day. There's a little rock and roll in there.
Well,
too.
when you were on our Zoom interview, I did really like the idea of the Black Dirt Country for this area because there's some other good country bands. Well, which camera am I supposed to be on? Man, I'm not doing so. Boy, I apologize, guys. I'm not a professional. I did not get a degree in audio visual. I kind of just do this because I like it and nobody pays me for it. So sometimes I'm just not doing a good job here. So, all right, now I got the faders right. But anyway, I like the idea of the Black Dirt country music and putting it in Pennsylvania because there is a strong demand for country music in Pennsylvania and the surrounding areas. I mean, there's a lot of folks that are into that, and we have a lot of good bands around here. We play Bobby Law in the Late Show on the show, and we've got the Highway Boys too in our playlist. What other bands country wise have you played with in this area? Because I would like to reach out to them and get some more because most of our playlist is. I mean, we got a lot of bands that are like alternative country. Are you familiar with like that kind of genre, or it's kind of like they don't have the drawl, all of them, some of them do, but it's like kind of an alternative rock kind of country. So we got a lot of bands in Central PA that do that, like Public Disco Porch or Ruddy Turnstone. But what other straight country bands have you played with in the area?
Some of my favorites, Cold Spring Union is always the first one that comes to mind. I love those guys. Cody and John alone are incredible, and then you put them together singing and guitar, and then Morgan and Brandon, of course, in the rhythm section too. I mean, just holding it down. I can't say enough good about those four guys. We did the Keystone Country Music Festival back in July out at Windridge Farm, and I made sure that Cold Spring Union was going to be in the lineup the same day that we were, because I wanted to see them play.
Yeah.
I mean, Windridge, they came to me, they said, hey, can you put this lineup together? And the first thing I thought of was, well, we got to get Cold Spring Union first, you know. And I went to some other friends, too. Some of them we were able to get. Some of them, they were booked ahead of time. But, I mean, eventually I'd like to grow that to the point where we have, you know, like a dozen bands and maybe do it over. I mean, we did it over 2 days this year. Some other good ones are Sam Schmidt-Huber band is great. His bass player Colin King has his own band, the Colin King Band. Olivia Faribault is another one of my favorites. Stephanie Grace. Addie Grace does some country here and there. She kind of covers a lot of different genres. She's a young prodigy. She's on the come up. You got to keep an eye out for her.
That was Addie Grace?
Yeah, Addie Grace.
I think she was the country music, or not the country music, the CPMAs.
Yeah.
She was out there. Was she the one that won the she was nominated, at least I know, for the Young Artist Award.
She was up for Best Youth Artist. I don't think she got it this year, but she was in the Central PA, the All-Star Band. They did that Bob O'Reilly cover. She was part of that with like Noah Gibney and some of those cats. Noah's from up around my parts. He's from outside of Reading.
Okay.
Fantastic piano player. Now that satisfies my Southern rock side. He's like a Grateful Dead and Allman Brothers kind of fan, and he's kind of fitting in with that scene right now. He actually was just jamming with the Allman Brothers bass player Oteil Burbridge a couple of weeks ago.
Dude, that would be like a dream for me, because I mean, yeah. Allman Brothers is one of my my favorite Southern rock bands, because I'm a huge slide fan. Like I've talked to you before. I mean, the slide in your songs and the pedal steel. I mean, I just like that sound, and I love the sound of slide. Some of my favorite like grunge bands use slide a lot in their work, and it was just something. So much so that I bought a dobro, electric wise, so that I could. Yeah, it's right over there on the wall, and so that I could play slide. But playing with anybody from the Allman Brothers would be quite amazing to me. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, I really hope the sound looks like it's good from the meters, so I think we're good there. But anyway, audience, we're gonna do a little bit different today. We're gonna because it's only Cody and he's doing acoustic. We're actually gonna come back with a song after we play these first set of songs on our radio show of country music. We're highlighting country and alt country from Central PA and other areas. So we have some bands from Texas in here. We got some bands from Alabama, Tennessee. I went around and collected country music because I don't actually have a whole lot of bands from the area that gave me permission, but other than you, the Highway Boys, and Public Disco Porch, I guess, would be alt country or southern rock ish.
There's another band actually of younger kids coming up. I'm just coming to mind. Downwind from Gettysburg. They were working on a single. I don't know when it's going to be out, but that's one to keep an eye on. And their guitar player Rafe Groves is incredible. They used to go by Small Town Troubadours. They were up for I think Best Youth Band this year. And they got a female vocalist. So they're down.
Downwind from Gettysburg, yeah.
So, yeah, but I got to have a day off and go catch them live, because I heard they're really...
Yeah, I heard of Small Town Troubadours. I saw them for a little bit, and then they disappeared off Facebook, probably because they changed their name.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let's get into some music here. I'm going to be playing Lend a Hand by Benny OK first, and then a song called Left Behind by Rich Conover, also known as... So their bass player, he goes by The Wolf on Facebook, and he's I don't know how, but he is a one-armed bass player, and I don't know how that works, but I've seen some of his videos, and it's pretty impressive how he does it.
Does he just fret the note?
I'm not sure how the sound comes out. He has he's not fully armless, so I think like I've seen his videos, but he doesn't like demonstrate how he does it very well. So I've seen the videos of this music, but anyway, their bass player is known as The Wolf, is a one-arm bass player, and I need to watch a video of him actually playing bass, because I haven't found one yet, so I don't know. Anyway, and then Autumn Sky Hall will be in this too, in this little block of music. Actually, she's got 2 songs in here, so I'm gonna take one out. And then Bobby Law and the Late Show which I know one of my good friends' cousin is the guitar player for Bobby Law on the Late Show.
They're an incredible band.
Yeah,
They're
well,
very
Billy is
talented.
an incredible guitarist. He's playing rhythm for them, I think, but he can hold his own on lead too. I've played with him actually in jams because he's cousin to one of my best friends. So, and then we'll probably come back in and Cody will have a song for us. If you have any questions for Cody Tyler, please shoot them up in the chat. We'll be happy to field those for you. But I'm really excited to have Cody on today. I'm a huge fan of his music. You heard "One to the Heart" coming there. I really like the lyrics. We're gonna have to talk about that one. Are you gonna play that today or no?
If you want me to.
I would really like it if you played it because I want to talk specifically about the lyrics in that song because I think they're phenomenal. But anyway, when we come back, we'll have Cody Tyler playing one of his songs. And you get a treat today because I think he's planning on playing some unreleased stuff for a solo project. So let's get you guys into this music though, so that we can get to the next phase.
I find it hard to be kind when I see it crumbling right before my eyes. They say we'll fix it in a couple of years once we're back on our feet, but we can't wait this out. We're all out of time. But I won't let this go to waste. All the hurdles we have faced, we are running out of time to align. Just 'cause I feel okay when the world outside is burning and all of my friends are oppressed, depressed, impoverished and broken. Well, Donnie is a racist and Mike's homophobic. If there's something I can do, I know that I have to try, because I know we're more than slackers who just wanna get high. We are driven by a passion and a common worldview where we can all live together and you can always be you. I will let this go to waste. All the hurdles we have faced, we are running out of time. See that we're on the same side. No, I won't stop. We've come so far to let my friends be who they are. There's so much more that we can do if we only ask out. We can lend a hand, lend a hand, lend a hand. Lend a hand. I won't let this go to waste. All the hurdles we have faced, we are running out of time to align.
Hey brother, can you lend a hand to this?
motorcycle man. I blew a turn and it changed my life. Live and learn and you pay the price. Life ain't easy and she can be so unkind. You know it's hard being right when you're always left behind. Well, hey mama, do you have some time to hear a story about a friend of mine? He wasn't blind, but he couldn't see the man that he used to be. Life gets sleazy when you're flying high and blind. You know you'll swim around in circles when your ride is left behind. Won't you give a hand to this motorcycle man? He learned to play a different tune. He lays it down and he fills the room. Life got easy and she lays gentle on his mind. You know he finally got it right when he left it all behind. You know he finally got it right when he left it all behind. You know he finally got it right when he left it all behind.
Do you believe in how it once was? How we were young once and we were free? Do you still see the good that love does and how it moves us? I still believe. Though there were times that I doubted everything. Now those dark days have flown away from me. I'm alright, I'll be fine, I am right. I'll be better than they ever could have seen. I'll be better than they ever could have dreamed. Yes, I'll be better than they better wrong. And I still believe.
sign lights up the block. Bartender slinging whiskey on the rocks. From across the room, I look out and see a brown night angel staring back at me. She's in a league that I'm clearly not, but it's Friday night and it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. Go for it all. 10 shots and I'm feeling 10 feet tall. JD in my hand, singing John Deere Green. Black tooth, 80 proof, straight gasoline. They say whiskey can't fix everything, but it's worth a shot. So sit 'em up, Joe, and get out on the floor. At midnight hour, folks are still on the more. Boots are stomping to the CDB. Now she's on the dance floor, pointing at me. She called out to me, said, let's see what you got. Never lined this before, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. Go for it all. 10 shots and I'm feeling 10 feet tall. JD in my hand, singing John Deere Green. Black tooth, 80 proof, straight gasoline. They say whiskey can't fix everything, but it's worth a shot. Shot, go for it all. 10 shots and I'm feeling 10 feet tall. JD in my hand, singing John Deere Green. Black tooth, 80 proof, straight gasoline. They say whiskey can't fix everything, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot.
Turn the mountains to gold. Wait till the thrill touches dawn. Thought I was meant to behave. Then again, maybe I won't. I got a mountain to go wait till the thrill touches dawn. Thought I was meant to behave. Then again, maybe I won't. Gotta know, whoa, whoa, I long to break it till we finally leave. 'Cause it's whoa, whoa, what kind of tricks you got waiting for me? Gotta play this song, pretend to know what to say. Find a way to be, turn the mountains to gold, turn the mountains to gold. Gotta get back, wheeling, gotta get back, wheeling, gotta get back, wheeling, gotta get back. What you said and what you done is gone too far. Wheeling, gotta get day, good day. I'm in a wheeling, gotta get day, good day. I'm in a wheeling, gotta get day, good day. I'm in a wheeling. What you said and what you did was gone too far.
We're coming back. Give me a second to get on there. I promised we were going to do that, and then I had a camera I had to readjust. So my apologies for saying, hey, we're coming back in, and then the song ends, and we're still here. But we're back with Cody Tyler. He's going to play a song called One to the Heart, and then we're going to talk about it. I think you're in the frame pretty good, Cody, so whenever you want to start. Hey, thank you, Yo Show, for coming in and checking us out this morning. Love your show, by the way. So, yeah, just whatever. We're doing this way different, so this is the first time I've done it this way.
That's cool. Blue-eyed beauty, curvy hips, that old color revolver with white pearl grips, shining the night, glowing the day, made to blow you away. But some reason life always worth taking, love and money, it's always worth making. Just grab on, hold on tight, you're in for the ride of your life. Far from the barrel, far from her heart, explodes like black powder with one little spark. Without a word, both will kill you dead. One to the heart, one to the head. One to the head. It's not wise to risk your life once you look into those eyes. Loaded game of roulette, you know you never will forget. Common sense, it flies away like the smoke from a hot 38. We're not scared enough to cut and run to everything else just to know. Far from the barrel, far from her heart, explodes like black powder with one little spark. Without a word, will kill you dead. One to the heart. Just take a deep breath, there'll be no time to cry. Stare your demons down and kiss your ass goodbye. Far from the barrel, far from her heart, explodes like black powder with one little spark. And without a word, both will kill you dead. One to the heart, one to the head. One to the head, one to the head, one to the head.
Yeah, man, thanks.
Thank
That's
you.
a hell of a tune. If you want to switch back over to the chair over there, that way we can see you on the other camera.
Cool.
Dude, I freaking love that tune, man. I was singing it this morning when I was getting stuff ready, and just like I said, I wanted to talk about the lyrics, but then I just saw you playing it. I mean, you're doing some really, really complicated, like walking up and down on some of those, like that kind of, like you can hear it in the mix when you're in the studio, you know?
Yeah.
Like the studio version of this song, but it's like not as prominent until I saw you actually playing on this acoustic where you're doing those like little different moves, like the walk up and downs. But
Yeah.
why don't you tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about that? Like
Yeah.
those chords specifically, because I didn't realize how complicated that lick is. Like a lot of times people just do a just a chord run, like right? They just play the chord out, but you're
Yeah.
actually doing a lot of stuff here. So why don't you show us a little bit
Yeah,
about
so
that?
I wasn't always in bands, you know. Like when I started out playing music for people, it was just me and the guitar. Like I didn't have a band or anything, and I knew I had to have a way to make it interesting, you know. Because if it's just, you know, it's like playing chords to me. It gets boring after a while. My mind's in a million places at once all the time. So I just have, it's just a D chord, and I'm just playing I don't know if it's considered flat picking or not, but it's just that, you know, just walk it down. Because a D chord, I only need these two fingers, so the middle finger is free to do whatever.
Yep.
And then when I'm, a lot of times in acoustic shows, if I'm playing a G chord and the song's in G, you get that country.
Yeah, the country, the twanging, like moving from one. That would be the major scale, right? Like not
Yeah.
using the pentatonic, but actually using the full major where you're using all the notes.
Yeah.
And so you just walk up and down it, like to get that kind of country sound.
Yeah, and a couple months ago, I learned the opening lick to Billy Strings' song "Dust in a Baggie," and now when I'm playing a G, sometimes I'll do like a little G run.
Turn
in
just a
there,
little
too.
bit like this, and then they can
Yeah.
see your chord.
Yeah, I'll do little G runs like this where, you know, it's like just flat picking stuff, and it's just my fingers wanting to do more than just G shape, D
Right,
shape,
right.
C shape.
I mean, it adds
So.
so much to the sound, like just generally speaking, it adds so much to the sound. I mean, that's a big reason why country music sounds the way it does, like because
Yeah.
you're doing the flat picking and the walks up the major scale, and a lot of just new artists, including myself, when I first started singing and writing music, it was just straight up and down.
Yeah.
Or I might hit the palm mute, or I might mute it a little bit to make it sound like it's a little bit more active. But once you start really doing those kind of picking moves, the flat picking, it becomes a different thing. So tell us about the lyrics, man. Like, so when
Yeah.
you're in the chorus, it's like 5 from the barrel, 5 from her heart. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you came up with the thought? Because like the lyrics are what are getting me on the song too, not just the picking you
Yeah.
did.
So, I mean, I can't even take full credit for the lyrics. This song is the only song on the album that was a co-write. So, when I didn't get it on Facebook until 2016. Which
Wow,
is an
that's like
interesting
10
time
years
to
later than everyone else.
Yeah, it's like an interesting time to get on Facebook, to be honest with you. But, yeah, so I got on it in 2016. It was my senior year of college. I was single at the time. I thought, finally join the rest of the world and get social media. What the heck? I mean, I had a MySpace when I was in middle school, but that died out around 2008 or so. So I get on Facebook in 2016, and I joined a couple of fan groups for different artists. And I was like probably one of the very early fans of hijinks in Pennsylvania. So I joined the Black Sheep group online. I became a flocker. You know, that's like his his first fan club. And I met a lot of people through that group from all over the country. And then I met some people in Pennsylvania who were also fans that I was like, okay, like we could be friends. Like we live close enough, and I'm still friends with these people to this day. So one of the guys that I became friends with is Billy Sale from Greenwood, Mississippi. He is the initial writer on this song. He sent it to a friend of ours who lived in Pennsylvania, Travis Lamoureux, and he kind of added his twist with the lyrics, and then they both sent the song to me. And they said, we think this would be perfect for you. So...
Oh, they were right, dude.
Yeah, I guess. So I put music to the lyrics, and I tweaked the lyrics a bit. Honestly, I can't even tell you how much of the lyrics I came up with on my own. It's probably not a lot, actually. I just kind of tweaked it so that phonetically it would just fit. I probably have the original text of the lyrics somewhere, but that's why I list Billy and Travis first as the lyrics people, because I had very little to do with it lyrically, but I put the music to it. And it was very simple to start out with. It was just these three chords, just where there was no A. Well, it's not it's actually a C, but you know.
Yeah, you got
I
the
just
capo on.
capoed it up, so the A getting thrown in there, the F in there, like those builds and stuff. The band added that part musically, like sonically, the band added so much. The horns that you hear in the song were actually written out and composed by our drummer.
Really?
Yeah. So the drummer in Gypsy Convoy is Ken Medham. He's from St. Clair, PA, up by Pottsville. He's a formally educated musician. He went to Berklee School of Music.
Oh man, that campus is amazing. I've been there several times. I wish I would have gone to school there. John Mayer went there.
Yeah, a lot of people. He was in a coffee shop line once with Susan Tedeschi from the Tedeschi Trucks band.
Wow.
He met Liv Tyler up there. He saw a lot of future famous musicians while he was at Berklee. And he was also in the U.S. Army. He was in the Army band as a drummer. But he's more than just a drummer. I mean, he can play a multitude of different instruments. But yeah, he came up with the horn arrangement for that song, and then he brought in some horn players, and they tweaked the arrangement a bit. And the horns were recorded in a separate studio from where the rest of the album was cut because of COVID and having to move studios like 2 or 3 times to make this record.
Well, and when you're recording horns too, I mean, sometimes you have to have different room dynamics because the frequencies for them are so broad.
Yeah.
But
very broad.
I love the horns on the song because it brings me back to like 80s country, like the George Strait stuff that was going on in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
They kind of dropped horns not long after that.
Yeah, I mean...
They kind of fell away from country music.
Yeah, Merle Haggard had them, Bob Wills had them. I mean, Bob Wills was like... I mean, country music, very early on, you have guys like Bob Wills, they had horns in their country. I was just listening to Marshall Tucker Band on my way here. I know people consider them Southern rock, but they had a lot of country songs, and they put horns in it. And it's back again. There's more bands including horns with country. Sturgill Simpson did an entire album. Sailors
Well,
Guide to Earth.
I was going to say, like, and I think we talked about this on the show before, not with you, but like just in general. But
Yeah.
Sturgill Simpson, one of the reasons why he's probably my favorite modern country music, because he did that first album, which was really just like the Nashville sound, right? His first album. His second album was whatever the fuck that was. That's my favorite album of his. The one with Meta Modern. That was like him. That was him saying, "This is my interpretation of country music," and that is my favorite album of his. But then he did the next album, which was the '80s throwback, and then he did 2 albums of bluegrass. Like he walked along the whole gamut of country music, and that's probably why I like Sturgill Simpson so much from a straight country standpoint, is because you get to hear all the good stuff. He even did a gun ballad one, right? The Juanita.
Yeah,
that was his
Dude
last
and
album.
Juanita.
But
It was a beautiful album. That actually inspired me to write my own concept album that's going to be forthcoming. That'll be our 3rd record, I think.
Was the Juanita the Juanita album? I forget the rest of the name of it, but I love that one too because my dad was a big fan of Marty Robbins, and a lot of those gun ballads were really established by Marty Robbins and the other guy that my dad listened to that I don't really like as much. Anyway, there was two really good gun ballad guides, and Marty Robbins is the one I liked out of the two my dad listened to. I don't think I liked the other guy's voice; it was too high. But
I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think of who it was too. But it's like he's not in my playlist because I don't really care for it. But anyway, I actually have a couple of vinyls, Marty Robbins vinyls that were my dad's. When he passed away, I got all his vinyls, and he's got like 3 Marty Robbins ones. They're not over here; they're actually somewhere else because we're trying to chronicle them.
Yeah.
Because they're my dad's stuff. But anyway, sorry, didn't mean to go off on a tangent there.
No.
But
Talk about your vinyl collection all day. I'm here for it.
oh, I know you love vinyls actually, and I'm sure you have quite a great country. So other than Sturgill Simpson, who else do you like country wise? Like who goes into your what bands go into your influence?
Well, I mean, right now, I'll just tell you who, like, vinyl records I have pre-ordered right now that I'm waiting to get. Turnpike Troubadours put an album out yesterday, so I've been listening to that like crazy. Tyler Childers is putting another one out next month. Charles Wesley Godwin is another favorite of mine. He's a special one to me because he's got that Appalachian sound, and he's just got this, his music just has this brand. It's all its own. He comes from West Virginia, but his band is from Pennsylvania.
Are they like right on the border there in Morgantown, or?
Yeah, Charles is in Morgantown, and his band, they're all from like the Pittsburgh area. His guitar player actually has a studio where the first 2 albums they recorded were done in New Brighton, PA, which is across the river from like Beaver Falls area. My cousins are in Beaver Falls, and I told Charles, his guitar player, that, and he goes, "Oh, we went to rival high schools. They went to Blackhawk, and I went to wherever he went. I forget where he went to." But, so technically those albums were made in PA, and now Charles is just killing it. He's been opening for Zach Bryan on tour. He's been touring out there with Wyatt Flores, Cole Chaney. Those are some other guys I like a lot.
I hate to cut you short.
Yeah.
We're going to come back because I got a buddy here. Remember I was telling you I didn't have those XLRs?
Oh,
He's
cool.
here to give them to me right now, so I got to go down and meet him. So let's get back into music. We'll come back with Cody Tyler. I mean, this is pretty awesome the way he's doing it with the songwriting. I really like this format. So, hey, Cousin Ray, welcome to the stream. We're going to play some more music right now. We've got one of your songs coming up a little bit later, so you'll be able to hear that. But right now we're going to go to Ruddy Turnstone. Been to this dungeon before.
Of pain, but I've been to this dungeon before. Whirlwind perplexed, mirrors reflect, skeletons all over the floor. Oh, it's been a long time, but I've been this dungeon before. Oh, it's been a long time, but I've been to this dungeon before. Mildew and rust, covered with pixie dust, sparkles, sways the weak mind. Hidden trapdoors haven't been restored. The contract's already been signed. Oh, it's been a long time, but I've been to this dungeon before. Oh, it's been a long time,
body out into the water. Break, till up my mind, wrestle my body up. Give me summer. Speak up your mind. Wrestle your body up out of the darkness. Break, till up your mind. Tear all the briars out. Give me summer. Hush, bury my mouth, carry my daughters out over the moon. For well-tried plaster, still bind the thieves' rings out in the water. Take a loss, dead down in the hollow. I wanna bring my dad here when it's time to disappear. So open, my friend.
get back home. Don't know why I came back here, sitting alone with all my fears, overthinking everything till my brain to go away. The lights aren't shining in my face, and I'm staring out into space. Can't seem to find a reason to stay inside tonight. Oh, tonight.
All right, guys, we're coming back on with Cody Tyler. That was Cousin Ray. Cousin Ray is a father-son duo out of Seattle, I think, Washington State. Maybe not Seattle, maybe another part of Washington. It's Washington State is more than just Seattle, but they have a lot of different sound. That one was like a country sound in one, but we often play Home, which is like a grunge southern rock thing. I love their sound. It's a good deal. So. Anyway, we're back with Cody Tyler. We kind of didn't finish your influence discussion before I had to run and take care of that. I saw a Facebook post, I think it was when you were talking about how awesome Martin Guitar was, which I see you have one of their hats.
Yeah, I had my buddy pick this up for me at Music Fest, and he brought it to the show last night. So yeah, I'm proud to wear it after.
I would like them to
solid up
see
there.
you sponsor you so that you can get some sponsorship money. So
It would
anybody knows anybody at Martin Guitars, Cody Tyler will sponsor the shit out of Martin Guitars.
They're not even paying me, and I'm wearing their stuff.
Well, and you
Imagine
buy
if they wanted
and
to
you
endorse me.
exclusively buy Martin Guitars, is what you said. Like you're not going to buy another guitar ever.
Yeah, no, I don't think I ever will.
But in that post, I think you had said something about Jason Isbell being one of your inspirations.
Yeah, Jason Isbell is a Martin player. He has a Martin signature model. Sturgill Simpson was a Martin player for years. I don't know if he still is. Chris Stapleton was one. And those guys were all endorsed by Martin at some point. And I took the tour up there in Nazareth where they make the guitars. And they said, oh, yeah, those guys, they pop through every once in a while when they're in town. They just show up unannounced. Sometimes people that are on the tour, they get to meet somebody famous. And, whatever the artist is, they'll join a tour and, walk around. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and Jason Isbell is one of my major influences towards the music I started writing like later in life. Like when I was younger, I was in a punk band, right? Because everybody gets in a punk band when you first start playing. Cause at least everybody I knew did. I don't know if you were ever in one, but later on in life, I really got into Americana music with like Sturgill Simpson's music, which we talked about, and then Jason Isbell.
Yeah.
And John Prine, like that, like I saw both of them play. That was like one of the last concerts I went to with like a major artist. and it's phenomenal. I just like his song "Dress Blues."
Yeah, that's a great song.
Really speaks to me in a way, like a lot of that stuff, and then "Cover Me Up." But my favorite one by him, "Something More Than Free."
Oh, that's a great song. Great album too.
But
Yeah.
that song in specific, I like translated to my baritone guitar and did more finger picking with it, and was playing it as a cover for a while. But anyway, I didn't really want to talk about Jason Isbell. It just kind of went off because I love the guy.
It's good. I like him. His music's good. But I mean, like after I think the Nashville Sound, like that album he did, Reunions, he kind of lost me a little bit, and just how he acts on Twitter too, like he's better than everybody else. He's a little bit of a narcissist.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of his personality, so I don't follow him on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. But I'll listen to his albums when they come out, and I don't know. My worst nightmare is doing like what he did and having something like Southeastern that is so great, and then you can never top it again. And I'm at the point where it's just like his new album. I think I listened through it maybe once or twice. But Something More Than Free, that was a good follow-up to Southeastern, and his Live at the Ryman album was incredible. And the Nashville Sound was good too. But anything after that, I'm like not in love with the entire album.
Yeah, and I have to be frank, I kind of stopped really liking it after Something More Than Free album. Like, and it was because a lot of his stuff became very focused on not Americana. If that makes any sense, from a lyric standpoint, like I've listened to both of those albums, and I felt like it started going away from like stories about being in rural America and more into how do we make the world a better place. If that makes any sense, right? Or his opinion on that.
He's trying to be rock and roll. It's really like his direction now, not sonically, just his direction is like a hybrid between like Neil Young and John Prine and like David Crosby and those kind of guys. Like, championing political causes and stuff, and it's like sometimes people just want to get away from that with music. I mean, I have my own worldview on things, but the last thing I want to do is put that forward on a record, because I'm like you were saying during the break. I mean, I've got friends on both sides of the aisle, and I don't want to alienate anybody with something that's supposed to bring people together.
Yep. Yeah, and we do a lot of political songs that people have on our streams. Like a lot of the stuff in our database is that, but I think that's part of it. But if you're, we were talking about Rage Against the Machine a little bit in Ticketmaster, and like they were a huge influence for me, and so I feel like sometimes it's important, but in a space where you were one thing and then you become another thing, you're going to alienate a lot of fans, and that's exactly what Jason Isbell did. He wrote songs about speed traps in a town, and children being children. Yeah, speed trap town, man. Like, and children being children, or children having children. The song where he talks about and that's like the flavor of America, And then when you shift that into something completely different, it kind of alienate folks. But anyway, let's play a few more songs. If we'll come back after 2 songs here, and then we'll have you play another one of your songs, and we'll probably end up giving you a form to play a whole bunch more and talk, because I'm going to run out of songs on my playlist here pretty soon. But I've got Dan Wesley White coming up with the song called Saturday Night in a Border Town. He's from Texas, as that would have you be. And then River Brooks with Little Black Book. So this is a female-fronted country rock band. They're on the same record label as Die Tired, who we had on the show, and is currently fighting for their life to play on the same stage as Maroon 5. And then Harder by Marshall Dare, which is another like southern rock country band. Not sure where they're from, but their song Harder is on here. And then we'll come back with you after River Brooks, because I want to make sure you get to play a bunch of songs. That's why you're here, is to play songs and talk about them. So we'll get this going, and then we'll get you situated to play us another song here. We'll let you play like 3 songs when you come back if you want, 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's cool.
Whatever you want to do, man. We've got plenty of time. So, all right, we'll be back in just a little bit. Here's Saturday Night in a Border Town by Dan Wesley White.
A few hours or so west of San Antone lies Del Rio, a small border town where everyone knows your name. Lots of fishing and camping, sunsets you'll say adios mio, where the weekend starts at the local football game. Saturday night is for cutting loose, dancing to our favorite songs. It's like George said, blame it on Mexico all night long, with senoritas and margaritas and shots flowing all around. It's a Saturday night in a border town. Working 8 to 5 at the feed store 6 days a week, watching kids go to school and waving as they pass by, thinking about the weekend in Mexico and the palavras that I'll speak, while drinking my fill and catching a pretty girl's eye. Saturday night is for cutting loose, dancing to our favorite songs. It's like George said, blame it on Mexico all night long, with senoritas and margaritas and shots flowing all around. It's a Saturday night in a border town. Oh yeah. Saturday night is for cutting loose, dancing to our favorite songs. It's like George said, blame it on Mexico all night long, with senoritas and margaritas and shots flowing all around. It's a Saturday night in a border town, with senoritas and margaritas and shots flowing all around. It's a Saturday night in a border town.
That night is falling, the world is on fire. When no one thinks and we're all just a lie. You lose your job and your money for food, but it don't matter, it's for the greater good. The kids are starving, we're all feeling bad. Teenagers hurting, they messed up and sad. So shut your mouth and do what you do. 'Cause if you don't, well, they're coming for you. You're just a number, written on somebody else's little black boy, little black boy. To gut the streets in every town, no place to stay, it's bringing us down. Locked and loaded and ready to go, hopped up and crazy for what we don't know. The world is online and news drives a fear. Folks hating folks is already way. So shut your mouth and just you be good. You wanna live it, well you know that you should. We're just a number, written on somebody else's little black boy, little black boy. Keeping the faith is where I to do. You see the worst always around you. Reach deep inside, oh, what is real? Too hard to go, nobody can steal. Red, pink, or green, it don't mean a thing. Be who you are and good you will bring. So shut your mouth and just stay quiet. Cause if you don't, well, they come in the night. You're just a number written in somebody else's little black book, yeah. Little black book. Little red book, yeah. Little black book. Little black book.
All right, we're back with Cody Tyler. He's gonna play us some songs now. We got what you said, Harper's Ferry is this one, right?
Yeah, it's a brand new one. I wrote it beginning of this month, actually. It was like a really quick turnaround. I wrote it like August like 3rd or 4th or something, and then like the next week we were playing at Music Fest, and I did it on the Martin stage there.
Oh, okay. So you played it at Music Fest. That was the one up near Allentown, Bethlehem?
Yeah, Bethlehem. They do it every year. It's a huge festival. I mean, it's just tent after tent after tent, and each tent is a different stage, different artist, and then they have the paid stages, but there's a ton of free stages with incredible local and regional talent. If you've never been,
No,
I highly
I'll have to go
recommend it.
there. I went to Carnival of Chaos while that was going on. Look, I could get your album in there.
Oh, nice. There we go.
Right there in the corner.
Yeah.
All right, well, why don't you play Harper's Ferry for us, and then we can talk about that song a little bit. We'll play another. I think we'll do 2 or 3 songs this round, just talk about your songs and songwriting process. So go ahead with Harper's Ferry.
All right.
I've always been the kind of man that wants to see things stay the same. But now, baby, you're a welcome change. Lately I've been working more than I've been home. And I know you get sick and tired of all those nights alone. Let's get going. Harper's Ferry's calling. Pack the van, let's tear out the drive. Let's not wait till tomorrow. Can't waste all our stalling. Let's get out and live while we're still alive. Let's get out and live while we're still alive. Since I met you, you've always yearned for travel. But the load ends and the load outs ain't for you. You're the kind of girl that needs a road with twist and gravel. Lord knows the time to run is overdue. So let's get going. Harper's Ferry's calling. Pack the van, let's tear out the drive. I won't wait till tomorrow. We can't waste all I've stolen. Let's get out and live while we're still alive. Let's go out and live while we're still alive. Let's dial it on back to a simpler time. like the Shenandoah and Potomac, split our souls collide. Let's get going, Harper's Ferry's calling. Pack the van and let's tear out the drive. I won't wait till tomorrow, can't waste our life stalling. Let's get out and live while we're still alive. But we can't fall back in love, baby, if we don't try. Let's go out and live while we're still alive. While we're still alive.
Man, that was great, dude. I started getting chills towards the end of that, like listening to that song.
Thank you.
We can see you a little bit over there in that corner if I shifted that camera.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was a jam, man.
Thank you.
Let's get out and live while we're still alive. I heard that in there. That lyric got me, man. So that's new. You haven't had that on video anywhere. That's the first time.
Yeah, no, it's the first time it's on video. So if folks like that song, you can bookmark this live stream so you can come back to it.
Oh, I'm gonna get
It's not
you.
gonna be recorded just yet. So.
I'm gonna get you the video, man. So when you come on my show, one of the things I make sure I do is I mean, it's gonna take me a bit, and I still actually have a backlog. But this week I'm gonna be taking care of a lot of that because I'm taking time off.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll get the video to you, dude. We'll cut these up. We put them on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook throughout the year. Like, we don't do it all at once. Like, I'm not just gonna like Monday drop all of Cody Tyler stuff.
No.
But we kind of like space it out. But man, that song was really good, man. So
Thank you.
you just wrote that. Tell us a little bit about what that song's about, and then you know, I saw you doing the cowboy walks and the flat picking.
Yeah.
But go ahead, tell us about Harper's Ferry.
I mean, basically, I was just home one day, and it was just a couple weeks ago, and my wife and I, we'd just been working like crazy. I mean, she does a little bit of everything. I do a little bit of everything as far as like for income. I mean, I have a day job on top of playing music, and it just felt like between that and playing shows that we were going constantly, and we were not having enough time for one another. We just got married 2 years ago. We just had our second wedding anniversary in July, and I just wanted a weekend away with her where we were traveling, but not for music, like just get an Airbnb somewhere. And I thought, you know, Harper's Ferry would be a cool place to do that because there's a lot of history. It's a little town. It's in the mountains. It's the Shenandoah and the Potomac River. They come together there, and that's why that lyric is in there. You know, like the Shenandoah and Potomac. You know, let our souls collide. You know, like we needed. I needed to reconnect with her, and she felt the same way, and definitely feels the same way after this weekend. You know, just a weekend full of shows, and it was just about me wanting to get an Airbnb in Harper's Ferry and just disappear into the mountains and just kind of reconnect and find ourselves again after just working all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, it gave me chills, man. Like, I was thinking, as you were playing it, I mean, I was getting that vibes. Like, I've been married for almost 18 years, and I was getting those vibes of, like, man, this is a good song. This is a really good song to, like, connect with people that, you know, maybe have, like you said, are losing a little bit of connection with their spouse or their significant other. I mean, it was great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to putting that one up, man. That's a good tune. Like, your voice, too, man, like, just generally, like, just, like, listening to your voice, like, the way you sing, and there were some comments in the chat, too, about your voice, like, strong pipes, Dr. D said, and,
Thank you.
yeah, and also, speaking of Dr. D, he wants to buy one of these vinyls. Do you have any more of these?
Oh,
out? Yeah, you do?
Yeah, they're up on our website, CodyTylerMusic.com, and you go to the shop.
Here, hold that up so I get a better shot of it so people can see that cover. Just hold it up right in front of your face. real quick. So yeah, check it out. So you actually signed all those for me, right? That was like each one of your band members, or does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
signed those up there for you.
Yeah, we signed everyone that was pre-ordered. When I got them in June, actually, the album came out in May of 22, but it took the vinyl forever. But
Yeah,
it was so
everybody's-
worth it.
I'm still waiting on like 3 vinyls that I ordered.
You can thank Taylor Swift and Adele. Like, them putting out albums at the end of COVID really log jammed production with vinyl. But yeah, Taylor Swift, Adele, all those big artists that are pressing and repressing. It's great because it's bringing people into the vinyl movement, but we don't have the amount of manufacturing here to handle it all. They're building plants. Metallica's building their own plant.
Are they?
Yeah, it's called Blackened Records, and they're going to repress their entire catalog.
So they're just doing it for their own vinyls, or are they going to do other vinyls?
They have some other bands, I believe, on their Blackened Records label. My brother-in-law, he's a student at Millersville, Xander Karras. He's a huge Metallica fan, and he was telling me all about it. And I was like, that's so cool that finally somebody is trying to do something. Because these record labels, they don't want to build their own vinyl plants again, especially, like the big ones like Warner and yeah, all those.
I
Columbia
have a
and
degree in
Mercury
plastics
and stuff.
engineering, and I've been seriously considering going towards building a vinyl plant, man.
Yeah,
Because-
everybody's relying on the private plants.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I mean, if
yeah.
you got a private plant now, you would have freaking plenty of people buying it. Like, I buy if anybody in this area has vinyl, I buy it. Like, I'm trying to get a hold of as many of the local vinyls as I can because I love the cover art. You're in here. You don't see a record player around. Sadly, I don't really play my vinyls. I just really like having the art and displaying it on the wall, especially with local bands, because local bands for me is now. It wasn't like 5 years ago, but for me now, it's like I just love discovering new music and seeing like small bands that make good music and actually get to listen to them. But the vinyl part of it is like I get to have a piece of that band in here, right? Because now with all the stuff going towards digital listening, I don't mind listening to it digitally and Spotify and Apple Music or wherever, but like I grew up when you bought CDs and you put them in your car and you had your vinyl, you had your case book of CDs, right? And you gotta go through them.
I caught the tail end of that as a later millennial, bordering on Gen Z. I was born in '94, so I grew up with, I would cut the grass for my parents for a couple of weeks when I was 10 or 12 years old, save that money up and either buy a guitar or go to Best Buy and buy CDs when you can still buy CDs at Best Buy.
Yeah, you can't even buy them there anymore. They
No,
don't exist.
they got rid of music stuff. Best Buy used to carry guitar strings. It was like an emergency go-to if the local shop was closed or if it was a Sunday or something and you needed something. But yeah, I used to go there and buy CDs, and then I got to middle school, and that's when the iPod came out. I got the 1 gigabyte iPod Nano with like 200 songs on it or whatever, and it just exploded from there. And it's convenient, but I still like to get CDs now and then too, just so I have something in my van if I feel like listening to an album and put the phone away.
They don't even put CD players in fucking cars now, dude. When you buy a new car, there's no CD player in
That's
it. Like
crazy.
they just took them out. You got
All
Apple Play
Bluetooth.
and Spotify like dominating everything when it comes to music, and like Apple's sonic quality is way better than Spotify. So I actually have both Apple and Spotify because, when you're listening to like a band that's got a real like the spatial audio. Like there's a couple of bands and even local bands that have mixed towards spatial audio, which like kind of impresses me because it sounds way different if you listen to it on Apple than it on Spotify. But at the same time, like there's no connection anymore. Like I don't have a physical version of this like I have for you. So now I have a physical connection. You've signed it, and it means something to me now. Whereas like if I just listen to you on Spotify, for me personally, it's like, yeah, this means something to me, but it doesn't mean as much if I can like just look up and see Cody Tyler's record on there. But
The other thing about it is, with Apple or Spotify, this is all you get. You don't get the back.
Yep, you don't get
a lot
any
of
kind
people
of
that
inserts.
listen to our stuff, they haven't seen this, and then there's an insert in here, and it's like you don't get that either. There's here it is. Like this explains like my whole reason for naming the album what I did. I mean I honestly like I love the layout of vinyl. I like the design of it. Like I designed this whole thing. I didn't draw this, but this scene was like my brainchild. And I told the artist, this is Zach Nelson, he's from Austin, Texas. I told him what I wanted to do, and he did it. And then I designed the whole back cover myself. My wife took the photo. She took this photo, and I designed all this and typed all this out. And, you know, it was a lot of fun to do. I even designed the... sorry, I'm taking your record apart.
No, go ahead, man.
I
That's what it's here for.
I designed the label here, you know, like, you don't get
any of that. Yeah.
with streaming, and I wish that they would figure out a way that you could upload multiple images and let people digitally walk through it. iTunes had it for a little bit, where sometimes the artist would offer a digital album download that, like, I remember I had an Aaron Lewis album that I got off of Apple Music that you could go through the whole thing. Alex Williams was another one, but you still couldn't see what these say.
Yeah.
But in a way, that's a good thing, though, because that drives people to buy the vinyl. So, like here, it's warning, Black Dirt Country music to be played at maximum volume. Down here, I put made in PA, because we're Pennsylvania proud, and we have the Keystone on it and stuff. And I mean, there's just, you're missing so much by not, by doing just streaming.
And that's it right there, man. That's why I buy them, is because you get the connection, and there's a lot of love put into physical media now.
Yeah.
And Dr. D asked if the vinyls are available at your shows.
Yes, I have them at the shows. I always bring them. Yeah, I do all my own shipping as far as the merchandise is concerned. We don't outsource that. All the merchandise is in my practice space and /bar/ vinyl lounge in my house. My basement's kind of a catch-all for that kind of stuff.
Jesse says CPMA album of the year right there.
It is, yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, just looking at, like, you showing all the stuff in the vinyl, I mean, this is one of the most well put together vinyls that I've gotten from a local band. And that's not to say, that other bands don't make great vinyls, like the Yous and Yins one that you were commenting on that's right above your head that they can see a little bit in the corner. That's got 4 bands on it from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And it's really well put together, too. But
and it's just nice to have something physical in your hands like this. And with the packaging, I tried to keep the audio files in mind, because I put it together the way that I would want to receive the record. Like, ideally, I would love for this to be a gatefold, but,
that's expensive.
It's expensive.
It's
so
expensive
I tried to combine quality with also keeping my costs as low as I could. Like this jacket, there's a poly bag inside that really protects.
Yeah, I saw
album.
that. I mean, you did a really, really good job with the production on this one. And to your point, I mean, the gatefolds, like, there's how many songs on this album? 10?
10, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like 10, when you get a gatefold and you do a double pressing, you can get the value, the quality of the audio goes up with the more vinyls you have, because the nature of how a vinyl works, like the outer edges of it play at a different speed than the lower edges of it, and when you have to cram them in, you can get some warping of the audio file towards the end of the record. So when somebody offers, like, I have a Third Eye Blind album that has 3 freaking vinyls to it, and there's only 3 songs on each side.
Drives me crazy.
And
they do that.
but it was an expensive record. I had to pay like $40 for it, but that was 3 records. But the reason why they do it is because if you only, like, about the maximum length to not have any fidelity issues is 3 songs, about 10-15 minutes on each side.
Yeah.
And you it's imperceptible, so I don't know who really cares about that, but it is the thing, right? Like, there used to be these vinyl records back in the day would be like compilations. Like, you would get they had CDs like that too. Mm-hmm. And they would have like 5 or 6 Doors songs that were spread off of different albums, but then they would cram like 6 songs into one side.
Yeah.
And when they start doing that, you can really notice a difference between the first song there and the last song on it. But it's imperceptible for the most part, especially when you have 10 songs on an album.
I went to I can't remember the name of the record store. It's in Ephrata, near Green Dragon, Record Connection. I was there a year or 2 ago, and I was talking to the guy at the front counter, and he's like, man, bands these days, he's like, it's this thick 180-gram vinyl. It looks like a manhole cover. It's really like thick and crazy. He's like, I kind of miss the old days, like in the 80s when you'd have like hair metal bands cramming 6 or 7 songs onto one side of a 140-gram album that it was like thinner than a frisbee. You could have just
you could like fan yourself off in the summer with it.
Yeah, and he's like, I miss that. He's like, and that's what vinyl's supposed to be. It's dirty, it's static, it's scratchy, and it sucks, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And he's like, nowadays everybody's doing triple album. You know, you got 3 manhole covers shoved into a piece of cardboard, and they're 45 RPM on all the sides. You know, I have a couple albums like that where it's a full-sized album, and I throw it on the turntable, and it's it's 45. Okay,
gotta hit the switch on my vinyl.
Yeah, Taylor Swift did that with her albums, and there were a lot of first-time, green behind the ear vinyl customers that they bought her albums. Teenage girls, and she's trying to give them the quality of 45 RPM, 3 songs per side, but they're playing it on these little Crossley suitcase turntables.
Yeah, which I have a Crossley suitcase, but that's why I don't play it, because it just doesn't sound very good out of that little tiny speakers.
I mean, it's nice to have, and it's great for like beginner people, but she's packaging it as if it's for people that have $1,000 U-turn audio setup and stuff, and I'm sure some of her customers do have that. But most of them are young girls, and their parents bought them a $60 turntable off Amazon because it's all they can afford. But this, I think, is kind of in the middle. It's 5 songs per side. I see no reason to make it a double album and charge people $40.
No, that's good for like if you're really, like I was saying, if you're into that high fidelity. But I kind of disagree with the record shop guy, because like the pitch for vinyl is supposed to be the audio quality now.
Yeah, now
because you can get good audio quality like he's talking, like what he's talking about. That audio quality doesn't even exist on Spotify unless you intentionally make it that way. Like with some of the people that do AMSR, I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like people who record themselves like brushing their teeth or clicking into the microphone, and it's like a thing. It sounds like scratchy, and it's like specifically low quality for a reason, because it gives you these specific sounds. Anyway. It's a genre of audio and music. Some people put music on it. But Jesse said Cody is musically what I personally would want to hear for country.
Thank you for that.
So much feel in the songs. I mean, the album is fantastic. Do you want to play another song here?
Yeah, we'll do one off the album.
Yeah, let's see. You know what? Fate I Can't Outrun. That is a great song.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
If you wanted to play that one, I would really like that.
Yeah, we can do that.
That was one of those ones where I was like, this is definitely a good tune, and I'll put that up here on my little song text.
This one's got a cool story behind it too.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
Let me know when then.
Hey, go ahead.
Okay. There.
This train rolls on through the black of night, all in that rock of anthracite, rolling away, no end in sight, through hills carved out with dynamite. I was born a rambler's son, raised on God and granddad's gun. Now I ride west into the sun to escape a fate I can't outrun. No, I ain't no plains cowboy, but I roll along this lone convoy. I beg many a ballroom to implore, but I rode along for Illinois. Yeah, I rode along for Illinois. The devil runs close beside me as the prairie wind sifts through my hair, and the ghost of her, she chills the air. She takes advantage of my mind's warfare. She takes advantage of my mind's warfare.
hunger, yes I know. Run the plains with the buffalo. Rambler's son so far from home. Rambler's son so far from home. No, I ain't no plains cowboy, but I'll roll along this lone convoy. I'll pick many a ballroom to employ. Now my soul runs free like the Iroquois. And my soul sings free like the Iroquois. I was born a rambler's son, raised on God and Granddad's gun. Now I ride west into the sun to escape a fate that I can't outrun.
Why don't you go right into Granddad's vinyl since we just
Oh.
talked about vinyl?
Yeah, right on. That's a good idea.
I just saw that. I was like, we should have played that. It's like...
That's a good one. I like that one too. It's a good one to do acoustic. You know, some of these songs don't always translate as well over from the band to playing acoustic, but this is one that definitely does. The last one too, I think. All right, we'll do that one. Yeah, Granddad's Vinyl. Granddaddy left a scar on this world. Mama was his last darling girl. And all I have left, I found on a shelf. Old records, Willie and Merle. Granddaddy was a colonel in the guard. Love of down-home music in his heart. Though we never met, he found a way to teach me about country music, where to start. The words of Waylon ring in my ear, and I can feel my granddaddy sitting here saying, son, don't lose the music. Take what I say and use it. When I drive that needle, his words are loud and clear. When I drive that needle, his words are loud and clear. Red-headed stranger, Hank and Cash. How I love my granddad's stash. Lord, I give it all to rest that needle down and talk and pour a glass. The words of Waylon ring in my ear, and I can feel my granddaddy sitting here saying, son, don't lose the music. Take what I say and use it. When I drive that needle, his words are loud and clear. When I drive that needle, his words are loud and clear. Words of Waylon ring in my ear, and I can feel my granddaddy sitting here saying, son, don't lose the music. Take what I say and use it.
Well, a job that needless words aloud and clear. Well, a job that needless words aloud and clear.
Man, that's a good tune.
Thank you.
A good tune. You want to talk? Show us that lick that you do
Yeah.
right at the end of that chorus. The like the.
Yeah.
Just show us that lick. I want to see it.
Yeah.
That's just a good. That's a good like that whole song just had a bunch of that like run ups that just add so much like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of good country songs, you know, you got to have that riff, that recurring kind of the sonic hook. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, I try to have that in each song and try to, you know, put something in there that sticks out and a little earworm.
Yeah, and the earworminess of country too also comes from like the bass.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
tends to walk the 1, 3, 5, and the. I mean, there's a reason why they call them Nashville numbers, right? Nashville chords,
root
whatever.
root fifth, you know.
Root fifth,
yeah.
root fifth, and then they'll throw the third in there every once in a while, and it's always like. Right. Yep, like Johnny Cash's bassist was really, really famous for that.
Yeah.
Root fifth,
Yeah.
third, root fifth, third, and it was yeah. Yeah, well, let's talk about Fate You Can't Outrun.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back into some of the music for the radio show, and then bring you back on and do like a few songs right back to back. Because I know you had a few other new ones you wanted to.
Yeah.
Great. So tell us about Fate You Can't Outrun.
So Fate I Can't Outrun was it started differently. So the first verse, there's actually a video you can find on my YouTube channel where I play that song out in Monument Valley, out in like on the Utah.
Yeah, I know where that's at. My dad's buried out there.
Utah Arizona border or whatever.
Well, my dad's a little further that, but yeah, I know where Monument Valley is. A little
Yeah.
further north of the border.
So like I wrote the song in the spring of 2019 because my wife and I had a big road trip coming up where it was like half seeing national parks and half touring. Like I played out in Utah, played in all over Missouri, parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas. Like we just did this big loop where we went out in my van for like a month and we lived out of the van for like 75% of the trip, and it was incredible. And I was just thinking about the trip and thought, you know what, I need to write a song about a musician on the road. So I wrote the song, and the first verse I talked more about like my ancestors that worked in coal mines. Up like my mom's side of the family is from around like Schuylkill Haven area, up in Schuylkill County. They were coal miners, carpenters, farmers, and one of our ancestors was a foreman in a coal mine and actually died in a mine collapse. So the first verse was initially about that, and then it was about me thinking about traveling on the road. But then I realized that just lyrically, the song didn't really tell like a story. It didn't really go anywhere. And when I got back from that trip that we took, I rewrote the first verse. So the original version is from that Monument Valley video that you can find on the YouTube channel, and you'll hear it. It's like way different. But I rewrote the first verse when I got home. I got stuck at a railroad crossing, driving home from band practice one night, and that first verse came to me, and I thought, oh, okay. This train rolls on through the blackened night. And instead of being about a musician on the road, it became about, like a hobo that plays music, riding the rails of a train, hauling coal from, like, say, Schuylkill County out. They would haul a lot of coal to Chicago with the Reading Railroad. And me being from Reading, I kind of identify with the Reading Railroad. And then that kind of led to the album cover.
With you being right area, I was going to mention that when you showed it. Here, turn it a little bit so everybody can see it again.
So I wanted to. So Stare Your Demons Down is a line from One to the Heart, and I thought that I wanted an album cover that kind of encompassed more than one song. So this could be, the character in Fate I Can't Outrun could be on this train, and then One to the Heart, like Stare Your Demons Down. It could be this guy, like his trucks broke down on the tracks. Like, is the train going to hit? Is it not going to hit? It's a figurative, part of him staring down, what demons you have in life, and that ties into a lot of different things that are on this album.
And so the Purple Skies comes from
That's just the way the artist did it.
Okay.
Those are the
okay.
colors he picked. I don't know why he did purple and tan.
I mean, it
but
looks
I'm glad
awesome,
he
dude.
did.
But
It's-
like the
it's different.
combination of the gold lettering, the black like fading, and then the purple sky. I mean, it's. I'm not saying it. All the art that I have up there is pretty great on these vinyls, but that's one of the best. Especially now that you've explained kind of the tie into the music, because I think sometimes art doesn't tie into the music. And when I do covers for stuff, I try to make it tie in as much to the song as possible. But
Yeah, I had him put a keystone on the front of the train too.
oh really?
A lot,
Oh yeah, you can
a lot
see
of
it there.
a lot of old trains used to have that, but I said I really want that to be prominent, and then he put a number on there, 1361. I don't know why he did that, or why he picked that number, but that has no significance to me. But sorry to burst anyone's bubble if they thought that was something there, but yeah.
But with the fade,
It's
I
a
can't.
special number to me now because it's on.
It's
the
on your album,
It's
yeah.
on our album, and that's the first time I'm on vinyl anywhere, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean it's a great vinyl, and it's specifically to Fate I Can't Outrun. When I heard that the first time, not knowing what it was about, like the Hobo on the Run, it really reminded me of some of those like gun ballads, like that we were talking about earlier.
okay.
Like just the fact that I have to run away from the situation, and there was a lot of that, like especially in Marty Robbins kind of stuff, where it's like I'm the gunslinger running from the law, or I'm the marshal tracking down the thing. There was a lot of that in those gun ballads, and they kind of reminded me of that. So.
Yeah, probably one of the best gun ballads is Townes Van Zandt, Poncho and Lefty.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good one. That's
I mean,
a
the
good
famous version is Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard,
Yep.
but it's a Townes Van Zandt song, and the best version of that song is when Townes plays it on the documentary Heart-Worn Highways. You can just find that on YouTube anywhere. Poncho and Lefty, Heart-Worn Highways. You just look that up, and it's Townes, who's probably, in my opinion, one of the best songwriters to ever live. You know Steve Earle, Copperhead Road.
I've heard Copperhead Road. I didn't know Steve Earle was.
So he once said, Townes Van Zandt was the greatest songwriter to ever live, and I will stand on Bob Dylan's coffee table in my cowboy boots and say that.
I would agree with that. I mean, I like Bob Dylan, but I would agree that I think Townes Van Zandt's probably a better overall songwriter, because for me, songwriting, like my favorite part of like Johnny Cash's work or Marty Robbins' work is the storytelling that comes behind it. And when I do a lot of my own songwriting, it's storytelling focused. So I like your music, Fate I Can't Outrun, specifically because it has that kind of story going on with it. But yeah, so
I didn't think of it as like a gunfighter type of song, but you saying that's
that's where I got it. I heard it and I was like,
honor. I appreciate that.
yeah. I mean, it's a great tune. Cousin Ray is saying you awesome playing the song, and then he said that's a cool lick at the end of the Granddad's vinyl. But
Oh, thank you, Ray.
anyway, do you want to play another song here real quick, and then we'll go back into the radio show, because I want to play one of your new ones. I don't know, because we like the album, but the new ones, man. I'm digging those too. What's this one called?
This one's called Down the Creek.
Down the Creek, not Down the Crick.
Yeah, Down the Creek. Yeah, maybe
This is black dirt country, not red dirt country. They call it Crick.
Maybe I should change it Down the Creek.
Well, Down the Crick it would be red dirt, because that's a Texas thing. I always said crick when I lived there. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's get.
Got a bowl lighter in my wool red shirt, and a one-hit pipe blacker than the dirt. It's good to feel my boots on a cabin floor. Hear the screech of an old screen door. I think I'll head to the water and clear my head. If heaven ain't here, don't let me wind up dead. Billy's waiting down there with a coffee cup. Sit down on the bank and we light one up. We're down the creek, there's two old buddies laughing. Down the creek, just old friends reminiscing. Like a tree, we all need a little root rain and sun. Don't you bother me till my healing's done.
Billy's behind on his child support. Says they'll pay him off before they haul his ass to court. And me, I got nothing on my list. Don't think it's gonna get no better than this. Down the creek, there's two old buddies laughing. Down the creek, just old friends reminiscing. Like a tree, we all need a little root rain and sun. Don't you bother me till my healing's done. Let's go down the creek. Just real faint out of my right ear. Hear a hoof on a leaf, it's a herd of deer. Ain't legal till tomorrow when the hunt's begun. We'll have meat in the freezer for the weekend comes. Down the creek, there's two old buddies laughing. Down the creek, just old friends reminiscing. Like a tree, we all need a little root rain and sun. Don't you bother me till my healing's done.
Man, that was a good tune, man.
Thank you.
Don't change it to crick. Definitely sounds better when you say creek.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, we'll come back with Cody Tyler. I'm gonna play some songs. We got "Harder" by Marshall Dayer, and then "Damn Good Story" by the Highway Boys, which is a tune right there, and play "Loneliness" by Wickstrom and Dobroth. That's like 70s folk more than country, but still pretty great.
Get down with
And
that.
then Matt Tarka, who I met yesterday, lives here in Lidditz, got a song "Comets" playing for you guys. It's a great tune.
Nice.
It's got some slide guitar in it and some of the shoegaze kind of sound we were talking about while Doug Public Disco Porch was playing. But anyway, we'll get those coming up, and then we'll come back with Cody Tyler. Again, thanks everybody for watching. If you got any questions for Cody Tyler, throw them in the chat. We'll be happy to ask them, and he can answer them for you live right here. But we'll be back here in a few minutes after we get through these songs.
Real quick, I'll be right back.
The sun is down upon my chest. The sweat drips down my shades reflect, and you turn your direction safely. I don't know if you want to fuck or kill me, intoxicate to liberate. No one knows, no one complains. You want my body, your girlfriend's eyes burn through my back. You are my body. Your eyes, they stare, asking, stripper, through gritted teeth, and come talk, you want my body. Your girlfriend's husband through my back. You want my body. Out of back against the heart. She turn your direction, say I can tell that you want to come. Let's go, babe. It's ours to cry, to get concerned. And call it what you want. Oh, girl, you want my body. You want my body. You want my
I'm a rich man, but got no money in the bank. It's full of memories, and I know what you think. But you were with us down on an Emerald Coast. The girls were hot and the beer was cold. You should have seen them dancing on the bars, pounding drinks on Ocean Boulevard. Our moms would have seen us, we'd be going to hell. But hey, I got a damn good story to tell. Might have lost my job, might have lost my girl. Spent a few days in the county jail. Sometimes I let the whiskey get the best of me. I raised some hell, might as well try. Life goes by in a blink of an eye. The bank account might not look too swell, but hey, I got a damn good story to tell. Went to Carolina to play some shows. Ended up singing down on Music Row. That's where my boy bought that old guitar. Schmitty got drunk, lost his shades. Man, I miss them good old days. I wouldn't trade them the money itself. 'Cause hey, I got a damn good story to tell. Might have lost my job, might have lost my girl. Spent a few days in the county jail. Sometimes I let the whiskey get the best of me. I raised some hell, I might as well try. Life goes by in the blink of an eye. The bank account might not look too swell, but hey, I got a damn good story to tell. Years go fast and days go slow. There's one thing you need to know. Might have lost my job, might have lost my girl. Spent a few days in the county jail. Sometimes I let the whiskey get the best of me. I raised some hell, I might as well try. Life goes by in the blink of an eye. The bank account might not look too swell, but hey, I got a damn good story to tell. I got a damn good story to tell. Yeah, I got a damn good story to tell. To tell.
Loneliness crept through me in this little country town, like the wind that swept snow across the ground. My guitar on my shoulder, Lord, memories in my mind about the songs that I have sung, hills that I have climbed. Been a million places and I've known a million faces, but I've never had someone to call my own. I slept in an old army bunk and in the back of an old pickup truck. Never slept in a place I could call home. Stomach feels the hunger, Lord, my body feels the cold. My thirst it wants of whiskey, but my pockets need of gold. Food and warmth won't ease the pain that's eating at my soul. Drifting onward like a gust of wind, an endless search I go. I've been a million places and I've known a million faces, but I've never had someone to call my own. Slept in an old army bunk and in the back of an old pickup truck. I never slept in a place I could call home. I've been a million places and I've known a million faces, but I've never had someone to call my own. I slept in an old army bunk and in the back of an old pickup truck. I never slept in a place I could call home.
Once upon a time, two comets crashed and burned. As perfect strangers make believe. Whatever they say we are could not be further from the truth. Offer me a glimpse of who you are, while perfect strangers make believe. Sunlight, locomotive, remembering all your dreams. Whatever they say we are could not be further from the truth. For several years, we were cold and restless, down by the power lines. As we stumbled through the fog, believing no one was in sight. As the shovel moves the dirt covers the blankets. Blankets wrap away the pain that came before, came before, came before, came before.
All right, we're back with Cody Tyler. We got to end the stream a little bit earlier. Usually I go to 2, but I got to end it at 1:30 because I've got some stuff to do. And you've got to get up to Reading, right? That's where you're headed next.
Yep. We've got the Muhlenberg Riverfest up there today. So we're going to be playing on the main stage from 4 to 5:30. There's like over 30 food trucks. There's a ton of bands. It's a multi-day festival. They started yesterday, I believe, and they'll go today and then tomorrow as well. But yeah, I'll be up there today with the band from 4 to 5:30 playing Riverfest. And I've never been there before, but I hear there's going to be a huge crowd there because it's just like a Berks County tradition. Everybody comes out.
When you played Westchester last night, right? You were telling me you were out till 1 in the morning.
Yeah, the Briquette Lounge. We played 9 to 1 in the morning. It was a good time.
Well, you're a goddamn professional, dude. Playing till 1 in the morning, going home, because it takes like what, an hour or so to break down and go home. And
Yeah, the good thing is they have a sound system built in there with that venue, so we were able to get packed up pretty quickly. I was out of there in about 45 minutes, and then it was about a 40-minute ride home, so I got home about 2:30.
yeah, but then you got up and then you drove here and was here at like right at 11.
For the sake of the song.
For the sake of the music, right?
Yeah,
So
gotta do it.
goddamn professional. And then tomorrow you're playing somewhere too, right?
Yeah, I'll be at Liberty Tap Room tomorrow. That's noon to 3. That's like a laid-back solo acoustic kind of deal. It's going to be outside on the patio.
Is that Liberty Brewing or?
No, it's just Liberty Tap Room. They don't make their own beer. They just
Okay.
have a lot of craft beer on tap. It's decent food, decent beer, decent music.
Do they have a peanut butter and jelly hamburger?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just curious because the last time I went to a place that was like, it wasn't Liberty Tap Room. This was in Columbus, Ohio. But I went to this place that was called like something Tap Room. But when I was there, they had a peanut butter and jelly hamburger on the menu. And of course, you see something like that, you're like, well, I better freaking see if that's any good. So I ate it, and it was all right. It was all right, but it was weird. Like, especially the jelly part. The peanut butter part wasn't that bad, but like when you threw in like I think it was a strawberry jelly, it was kind of interesting. Like, cause you have like the peanut butter, like the jelly, and then the meat, and it was like
sweet and savory together. Like
yeah, it was interesting. I won't say it was bad, but it was interesting. It was like this Captain Crunch battered chicken tenders I had. It was
what?
Yeah, I know, right? Like this shit sounds weird. And it absolutely is. Like, you eat it, and it's weird. So I can see somebody would like it.
Yeah.
But to me, it was like, this is an okay chicken tender. If it didn't have the Cap'n Crunch in it, it would have been a phenomenal. But it has, like, this weird flavor. So.
Yeah. Well, if you like hamburgers and you like crazy hamburgers, we're playing next Saturday, September 2nd, up in Hamburg. They do the Taste of Hamburger Festival every year, the Saturday before Labor Day. And we're going to be up there, and they have burgers any which way you can.
With peanut butter and jelly.
There's probably one of those. There's all kinds of stuff. I got one year. They put a mozzarella stick and marinara on top of it.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It's a stoner frenzy up there. I mean, all kinds of creations.
You want to get the weird tastes
stuff.
in, that's the place you go. Well, let's let you play a few more songs and maybe talk to them about us. Sorry, I'm getting texts from people.
What would you like?
You got another new one to play? If not, we can grab one from with Steel That Never Runs Dry. But
oh, that's a good one. Let's do that one. That's on the album.
Yeah, it is.
Got to sell the album somehow.
You won't see my name in marquee lights or in the spotlight loud and bright. I'm on this gypsy convoy. Don't you know this old boy is gonna be landing in Atlanta tonight? If you wanna find me anytime soon. I'll be in a smoky old bar room, breaking up the fights and hoping I'll survive the night. Be headed home in the morning light. When I hit that stage, I'll get high. But honey, I'm just another guy, doing what I can to keep it sinking. 'Cause loving you's like drinking from a still that never goes dry. I hope you'll be there when I get home. I'll come home dirty and smell of smoke. I'll lay you down real easy upon that mountain breezy, laying in the pines and have a toast. I'm over Mississippi, you're probably on the ground. Come out to sing them songs, but they don't like my sound. So who the hell needs LA? I like it colder anyway, to warm you up when I lay you down. When I hit that stage, I'll get high. Honey, I'm just another guy, doing what I can to keep from sinking. So loving you's like drinking from a still that never goes dry. But I hit that stage, I'll get high, yeah, yeah. Honey, I'm just another guy, doing what I can to keep from sinking. 'Cause loving you's like drinking from a still that never goes dry. From a still that never goes dry. From a still that never goes dry.
Nice, man. That was good.
Thank you.
I won't ask you about that one because you told us all about it on the Zoom interview we did
That's
with you.
right, yeah.
Why don't you play one more and then we're gonna wrap it up because it's almost 1:30. You can just pick whatever.
All right.
I don't know which one you want to play.
I'm gonna do another new one. I wrote this song for my dad. He was a truck driver for 20 years, and he always told me, go to college, don't be like me, don't go on the road, and now that's what I do, but just in a different sort of context. So it's kind of about how, things have a way of working themselves out, and sometimes you can't avoid becoming your parents.
Yeah, I mean, they raised you, you learned from them. What's it called?
It's called Betting It All.
Should've known I'd end up just like you. Be on the lights, the stage ain't a different view. Ever keep on barreling down the road, traveling man, rambling son, and the radio. I spend my nights more stoned than I, trying to catch some winks on this sleeper car. In the morning light, that's all she wrote. Time to raise them stakes and hit the road. Wasn't born a gambling man, but I laid down on that take you for a ride. Fool your underwear in the jester's crown, but a fool takes it in stride. Wasn't born a gambling man, but I lay it down on how long. Son of a rambling man, and I'm betting it all on a highway and a song. It is song. My last shred of sanity is telling me to quit today, but the man in me is telling me you'll show 'em all someday. Just take it 1 mile at a time and one more after that. Then before you know you're an old road dog, just the same as your old man. Wasn't born a gambling man, but I lay it down on how long. Son of a rambling man, and I'm betting it all. I wasn't born a gambling man, but I lay it down on how long. Son of a rambling man, and I'm betting it all on a highway and a song. In a song. In a song.
Man, it sounds so good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being with us today. If you want
course,
to jump
man.
over here, we'll wrap this
yeah.
up.
Sure.
Vinny, from the drummer from
Yeah.
Van Gender Group, just noticed, he said, you rule. And he liked my shirt,
Oh yeah.
which he should. It's the only green band shirt I have, as
Yeah,
I said in the chat.
I love Vinny. I love what he does, and he graduated from the same high school as me, but the same year as my younger brother. So, yeah, Vinny's good people.
Oh, for sure, man. He's got great videos, too, where he shows people how to, like, do drum stuff. I don't know if you've seen any of his Instagram stuff.
He's an incredible drummer. He's
he
one
really
of he's one of the best drummers in this whole Central PA scene, and he's an involved drummer. You know, a lot of drummers that are in bands, they don't necessarily have their own pages, but like Vinny takes it upon himself, man. I mean, he loves the music. The music's his life, and yeah. I'm a big fan of him and his stuff, and Ben Ginder Group, and he was in he had Damn Renegades also.
Oh, yeah, he was telling me about them. Actually, that just reminded me, he gave me an action item to get them on my stream with some music, so I need to get that done. But anyway, we got to wrap it up. Yeah. Thanks, Cody, for being here. Everybody, we'll be back on Monday morning for the Morning Shuffle, which is our shuffle show, and then next week we have a Zoom interview with The Plan, so we'll be going from country to heavy, heavy, heavy metal. That's what we do here, man. We do it all. All right.